Alright, it's November the 7th, 2014. Welcome to my house. Today is the day I've decided to harvest my grapes. It's a really wet, horrible day, and I've let them go far too long already. I should have probably done this maybe a week or two ago. I've lost a lot of the blackbirds, and a bit of them are starting to they've just passed the best. But we'll go out and have a look at the vine. Right there it is, it covers most of the house, and as you can see it's getting a pretty good yield. I've had the vine in about 10 years now, and it's doing really well. So today I'm going to be harvesting all the grapes. Some of them that are past the best I'm just going to leave, and I'll just let the birds take them, why not? It's not just for me, is it? But and then after that I'll show you how a really simple, easy way of making white wine. And it's not hard, people have been doing it for thousands of years. All you really got to do is crush grapes and chuck some yeast at it, and there you go, it'll happen really. But I'll show you the end result and give you a look at how many I've harvested. Like I say, it might not be as good as last year. The conditions have been better for growing, and I think I would have had more weight. But like I say, I've made a bit of a mistake on me timing for harvesting, but life's busy innit. Anyway, I'll show you the end result in a bit. Just wanted to show you something I found in my vine. Blackbird's nest. Blackbirds have been totally coming for this vine constantly. All for the past few weeks he's been stripping it of its beautiful grapes, and now I've discovered they're actually living in it. There he goes. But I've got one blackbird's nest there. I've got spuggies living in the box here. And although they do eat the grapes, I've still got 2.5. Right, here we go. Harvest's coming to an end, and as you can see, my 3 5-gallon buckets are full. Little buckets in front and a bag. I'm well happy. I haven't been able to weigh it yet because I don't have any scales down here, but I will do, and I'll tell you how much I've got. But I can tell you now, there's a lot more volume than last year, so there's got to be a lot more weight. So I'm really chuffed with that. Even though the blackbirds aren't gonna get a lot of tune shine this year, it's gonna be a happy merry times come spring. Anyway, I'll get them transported off to where I'm gonna make my wine, and get them weighed up and let you know how much it is. Ta-da. Nine stone 9. That's what my grapes weighed in at. That was with the stems on and in the buckets. So I reckon I got a definite 9 stone off me one vine, which is a lot of grapes, and I'm really happy with that. However, though, professionally, if you're making wine, you certainly wouldn't be growing a vine that big. It's wrong. You want to keep your vines a lot smaller. The theory is that a smaller vine produces better wine. It's just the way it is. But anyway, because I'm a bit greedy, I'm going to try and make as much wine as I can from your one vine. So yeah, from me 9 stone of grapes, I crushed them up, and I treated them with Campidin tablets, which I crushed and added to the pulp. That sterilises the wine. It takes out all the nasty bacteria which could be harmful to it. So after that, I put the wine into the vessels that I'm going to be making it in. I've also now added lemon. The lemon raises the citric acid content in the wine, which helps in the brewing. Apple, which releases a small amount of tannin, which is always quite helpful, but you don't want too much tannin in there. And I've also put a couple of peaches in just because I had some spare. I thought, why not? Just add a little bit of flavour, maybe. It's always good to experiment a bit and change it every year. You wouldn't need to add any of this, just the grape juice alone would be enough to make wine. Now, what we do is, to the pulp and the wine, we're going to add syrup sugars, which we're going to just dissolve sugar in water and add that to the wine. The wine as it stands will have a sugar content and will be able to produce alcohol once you've added yeast to it. However, with the conditions that we have up here, it's there's not a great deal of sugar in there, so we're going to add to it just to raise the content and get it to more like 13% or whatever, something a bit more normal. You want to feel it after a bottle at least, otherwise what's the point? So that's what I'm going to do next, and I'll show you that part and adding the yeast, and that'll be the start of the fermenting process. So that's a real good time. Right, I've added the sugar to the must, and we're going to start off the fermentation now. Basically, you just stir in a packet of yeast, about 8 grams to every 25 litres. That should be the right amount. It's just granules, and you basically just tip it in, give it a stir, keep stirring. Once you've done this, then you need to seal the tank up, and you want to keep it airtight. Well, I say airtight. What you want is you want gases to be able to come out of the tank but not back into the tank, so you have this bubbler system on, which basically allows the pressure out and nothing to go back through. You should start and see this bubbling fairly quickly after adding the yeast. It's quite a comfort when you see that happening, because you know that you're starting to produce the alcohol. So the step after this will be to clean the wine up. That'll probably take about 6 weeks, all being well. So I'll show you that. I'll light it out. Right, here we go. Now we can see the bubblers are working. The gases are escaping at quite a good speed now. It's 2 days after I started the brew off. All I got to do now is sit back and relax and wait for the wine to be fully fermented. This will probably take about 6 weeks. On the other tank, you can see the bubblers, the water in it's a funny colour, and there's a couple of pips in. That's because the pressure in the tank with fermentation's been so strong that it's actually forced some of the liquid into the bubbler. I can start to smell wine now because of this, but I'm not going to worry about it because it's still airtight, and it's quite good fun watching the pips dancing around there. But like I say, sit back, relax, wait for 6 weeks, and then we'll be on to the next process.